Sig 226. This version is the Legion version of the Sig. This is the review in progress, guys. Now, you may or may not know, this has been like my longtime favorite pistol. The old Sig 226. This is the only one I have with an optic on it. It's been my favorite before the days of optics. What do I like about it? Well, for me, these guns have always been tanks, right? They're reliable. They're rugged. I like they're accurate. They do all the things I want it to do. The decocker on here I think is quite sensible. So the mechanical decocker sets this apart from other double single guns, in my opinion, just because it's frame mounted. It's not on the slide like the stupid Berettas, And again, like to me, like this gun, this has been my favorite gun traditionally. Like why? First, I like the double single system. I like the quality of the gun, but also it's got this X factor where if we look at how the gun fits in my hands, the reach to the trigger in single action mode, the amount of surface area right here for my support hand to connect to, the gun is a great fit for me. It really is. It's a great fit. All right. Right now, all of that having been said about the 226, this would be like my ongoing thoughts about the gun as I've used it over, well, a pretty fair number of years. Like I've used it for a while. When I come back and use it again, like as I got this new one last year, it's like, oh, I'm going to shoot 10,000 rounds through it, going to, kind of review it properly, really have a think about it. What I've kind of thought is like there's a few things that annoy me about this gun now that didn't really used to be a big issue. Now, there's some changes been made to the gun. It's got a lighter hammer spring and a different hammer strut in there. So this now changes the double action mode is not, it's not like the 10 pounds or 12 or whatever the hell they shipped it with. It felt like about 1 million, right? It's not the trigger that they shipped it with. It's lighter, but it's still, I mean, legitimately, it's still like 8 pounds. It's not really that soft. That's one change that I made, which is, in my head, it's like, hey, it's just the way these guns get sent out. The trigger's a little bit stupid on them. Apart from that, it's like the same old Sig experience, just with an optic mounted on the gun. Anyway, what's annoying me about the gun? It's not the trigger. First, like we've talked about bore axis sometimes, like I don't think it makes a huge difference, but in this case, I can feel the gun's kind of like kerchunky. It feels a little bit flippy when I shoot it. Now, I don't feel like I'm waiting on the gun to return really, but I definitely notice kind of this torque in my hand from the pistol. Whether that's bore axis or not or whatever, I definitely notice it and I don't really love it. Another thing that annoys me is reloading this pistol. Like, it's not a huge opening. Yes, you could fit a magazine in there. Yes, I've shot pistols like this a bunch, where if you're training with it all the time, your magwell gets all like hacked out and destroyed. And I can train with this gun all day long to try to reload it faster, and I can get pretty good with it. But you know what? It's not as easy as a Glock is. It's like straight up. Other guns are just easier to reload. Full stop. And this isn't one of the easy ones to reload. It's doable, like I said, with training, but I feel like I'm overcoming the nature of the gun with my own training. Yeah, and the other thing it doesn't really annoy me. It doesn't annoy me because I like double single guns, but shooting this more, like I can fully recognize that the decocker, the two trigger modes and all this, it is another layer of bullshit for most people that stands in between them and their training. So again, my old favorite, I'm back shooting it again. I have to recognize like the limitations with it or the things that annoy me now. That didn't annoy me as much in the past, for sure. What's the good stuff with it? The gun doesn't jam. The gun's super accurate. It's doing all of that stuff. Like it's a nice, reliable pistol. It's just shooting it again in 2025. It's just kind of like, maybe I should pick a new favorite. I don't know. Anyway, the review's in progress. it's going to be a little while on it, but I will eventually come back around to getting 10,000 on that gun and forming, you know, a more solid opinion. But like my thoughts right now is like it's been a good ride with the 226, but I feel like its day is done. The gun does. It just feels like old news at this point, sadly.